So here's an example of how we would take a complex problem like the one that we're trying to solve on Project M and make sure that we're examining all of the angles of it, that we're really focusing on all of the aspects and coming up with a solution that addresses as many needs as possible. So what we've done here is we've broken down the testing process into a set of steps. So we would call this a customer journey map. And so by looking at each step individually, we can think about, well, what is the user thinking in that step? What do they need in that step? And what are the particular ideas for how the product can be better at that step in the process? And that, by focusing on each one individually, it makes sure that we are covering the entire process from beginning to end, and that we're not overlooking anything, that we're not forgetting anything. So this process, you can see, starts with picking up the kit. So where do people get it? How do they recognize it? Are they aware of it before they see it? Right? Is there some kind of advertising campaign around it? Goes through the process of, well, what happens when they get home and open it? How do they actually do the testing? For this test, there's a 20-minute waiting period that you have to do. So what are people doing during that time while they're waiting? They're probably really nervous about what the result is going to be. Can we give them something to do during that 20 minutes while they're waiting? How do they understand the results? And then what happens, the next steps, right? So what happens if their test is negative? What happens if it's positive? What happens if it's mixed? We don't want the results to be the end of the process, especially a positive result. We don't want that to be the end. We want that to be a beginning. So it's really an entry point into the healthcare system, the South African healthcare system for that person. And we really need to think about, how does somebody make that transition in between getting that result and then all of the steps that they have to take next?